We've been talking about vibration, energy. What is energy? It is vibration. It is a speed of vibration. We are made up of atoms, molecules, nanos, consciousness, mind. We're not going too deeply mystical in this, but I want you to understand this so deeply. So what we're going to do now to help you gain energy when resistance starts knocking at the door and says, oh, have a pizza. Oh, watch television today. Oh, you can do it tomorrow. You deserve it. Oh, you've been working so hard. All those naughty things that the mind says, oh, I'm just feeling tired. Oh, I've got an ache in my back. No, you don't. This is resistance. But also remember, resistance can come in many different forms, not just your own thoughts or lack of energy in your body. It can come from outside sources as well. But as I said, I'm not going to go too deeply mystical into all the things that you could do, because we're making this simple so that you right now can begin to understand how you can gain energy, which is empowerment from the universe itself, the ethers of the universe, and start vibrating in the harmony of the things that you want in your life so you can have what you want. You want to have what you want, right? Aren't you frustrated when you don't get what you want? Of course you are, and you must be frustrated, because it is your God-given birthright, as Bob Proctor says, to be born rich. Rich in fulfillment, rich in money, rich in love, rich in harmony, rich in peace and intelligence and all that good stuff. So please get a pen and paper, because this is what you're going to do now. Pause this if you have to. You are going to write a list of the things where you know you lose energy, where you know afterwards. It's always good to tell when you've been speaking to someone, or whether you've gone to the theatre or you've done something. 10 minutes later, how do you feel? Do you feel like you've lost energy? And you know what losing energy is like. You sort of feel inertia, or you just feel a little sad or melancholy. The mind starts going down the rabbit hole of ridiculousness. You know when you're gaining energy. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night that man or woman that you've just fallen in love with calls you and says, oh, do you want to go for a coffee? No matter how you felt a second ago, yes! You know, if it's a man, he'll be there in 5 minutes. For us girls, it might take us 20 minutes. We want to put on a bit of lipstick. So where does that energy come from? It comes from something new. And this is what we're talking about. We've got to make sure that when resistance comes in to something new that we want in our life, not just romance, I'm talking, because that's easy. Anyone can get up and be happy when they're romantically in love. What about when you're, wanting to start a new project? That's when resistance really is hard for most people. Okay, you're going to write a list of the places, things, situations where you know you lose energy. For example, I went to a movie theatre, and I couldn't understand why, after I walked out of this theatre, I didn't feel good. So I went back to this theatre again, sort of not thinking about it. This is a few years ago. And I felt the same thing. And I realized, it's the energy of that space. We were talking before about space has energy. Now, I don't need to know why the space of that particular movie theatre had a low oscillation and I felt, ugh, afterwards. It could have been the person who makes the popcorn's in a bad mood. It could have been just it's a lower oscillation of thinking people go there. It's not judging. It's just the space of that particular theatre was just not good for me to be in. Another theatre was much better. So I decided from that minute onwards never to go to that theatre again. So I wrote down, don't go to that theatre. Okay, so you write it down because you're using more of your senses when you do this. Now, when else? When I'm speaking to this person on the phone, later I just feel, oh, okay, it may not be obvious. You may think to yourself, I like this person, but they may be at a particular type of oscillation, which is not judging. This is just speed of vibration, energy that doesn't gel with you, or they're transferring, because I told you before, bodies transfer energy. They're transferring your vibration to them, and you sort of feel depleted afterwards. Now, this doesn't mean you can't be friends with this person, because there are ways of dealing with this. But as I said, during this time, we're just going to keep it simple. What you do in that situation, you just don't speak to that person for as long on the phone. Look at the time, I've got to run. You're never rude, you're not mysterious, you just don't speak to that person for as long. Okay, now there are lots of situations. You sit in a particular chair, you sit in a particular car, certain things that you'll eat, for example, that are a lower energy, they don't have much prana, they're not alive, and you feel terrible after you've eaten them. Don't eat them. Hello? You're losing energy. There are so many different things that you do. When you're watching television, you can be losing energy. Of course, when you watch television. Watch a movie without watching television. much, much higher energy for you. Anyway, you're going to write this list of the things that you know make you lose energy. And then you're going to write a list of the things that you know give you energy. People, places, things. Oh, when I buy a new dress, I feel good. It's like the new energy of a new dress, even if it's not that expensive, but it's nice, it fits me. I feel good. New earrings. For a guy, it might be a new tie. Oh, I like it when I go to that particular theatre. Later, I feel peace of mind. I feel good. Go to that theatre. Oh, I love it when I actually speak to this person on the phone. I just feel good. I won't speak to them for too long, but I'll keep that person on my list of people I speak to. Oh, whenever I read a book instead of watching television, I feel good. I feel like I've learned something. Whenever I watch Michelle on the video, I feel good. Watch me over and over again, because it's your own self telling yourself this is what you can do. Now, this is sacred. Put this list, type it up, make it look beautiful, frame it, put it on your fridge. I don't care where you put it. You look at the list, you tear up that list of the things where you know you're losing energy because you've written them down so you remember them. You don't want to keep focusing on where you lose energy. You're going to print up that list of where you gain energy, and you're going to look at that and you're going to say, these are the things I love to do. And as you find more things that you know that you gain energy, well, what are you going to do? You're going to add it to your list. So next, we're going to be learning something amazingly simple and yet profoundly powerful. Before you go, please, if you want to receive some amazing high vibrational success meditation, tons and tons of free products, go to michelleblood.com/links.